Hey guys, Ivan is here, and today I'd like to chat with you about the real estate markets in the Toronto and the GTA area, specifically what happened in the month of September. We're going to take a look at some statistics that will help us to figure out where we are positioned right now in the market and where are we headed next for the rest of the year. So buckle up and let's get started. In general, fall markets are known to have an increase in activity after the months of July and August. The fall market usually starts sometime in the middle of September and goes towards sometime in the middle of December. This time around, this was not the case. We're off to a slow start, and this is probably due to the fact that the Bank of Canada raised the interest rates again by 75 basis points. Let's just dive into the numbers first, and then we're going to take a look at what they actually mean. So in September, we saw a 44.1% drop in total sales, which also was a 10.8% drop month over month. The new average price across all asset types and markets in the city of Toronto and the GTA dropped to $1,086,000, which is a drop of 4.3% year over year and 2.7% month over month. Total new listings dropped by 16.7%. And sales to new listing ratio right now is 45%. The sales to new listing ratio is a metric that we use to determine whether we are in the sellers, buyers, or balanced territory. So anything between 40 and 60% positions us within a balanced territory. So across all asset types again, and across all the markets in the city of Toronto and the GTA, we are still in the balanced territory. We haven't reached the buyer's market just yet. The properties stay on the market for an average of 35 days, which is 84.2% longer. And so from the demand side, and of course we all know why the interest rates are being raised. This is in order to crush the demand. The demand side, of course, got affected by that. We saw first-time home buyers get quite squeezed out of the market by such an aggressive interest rate hike. Many of those buyers rely solely on their saved up cash and not on their equity, and unfortunately many of those buyers got outpriced of the market. And so as a result of that, the rental market got extremely hot right now because many of the first-time home buyers are not able to afford their first home anymore. Not only that, the Bank of Canada made it clear that this is not going to be the last interest rate hike for the rest of the year, and another interest rate hike might be coming in October. And many buyers who actually have equity and have the cash to put towards a down payment decide to wait and see what's going to happen for the market with the further interest rate hikes, anticipating more price reductions and better deals. Now, from the supply side, this resulted in sellers holding on to their properties and not going on the market this fall, which is again quite unusual because for the most part, there are a lot more listings making it to the market in September. And to illustrate that point, there were 16.7% less new listings making it to the market in September, year over year, to a total of 11,237 new listings. This number is the lowest number of new listings making it to the market in September in 20 years, so since 2002. This number is even more interesting if you consider the fact that 20 years ago we simply had a lot less housing units to begin with. From the activity standpoint, we had 5,038 sales taking place in the city of Toronto and the GTA combined, which was a 44.1% drop since last year. So despite the fact that the Bank of Canada is being quite successful at crushing the demand and quite frankly the economy with it, the severe shortage of supply on the market could potentially mean that some of the hottest areas could swing back into the seller's territory. And I'm already actually seeing that some of the listings in places like Roncesvalles, Trinity Bellwoods, Leslieville attract 9, 10, 11 offers at an offer night and are selling fast. Another interesting fact to point out is that the average sales price across all asset types in the GTA and the Toronto markets has been hovering under 1.1 million for the past few months. This could suggest that the prices have found some support at that level. Now, before we dive into a more specific breakdown per asset type in September, I'd like to point out two asset types, one in the city of Toronto and the other one in the GTA, because I think this statistics is quite interesting. So, the asset type number one I'd like to talk about is the condos, specifically in the city of Toronto. They continue to outperform all other asset types, and they have been doing that pretty much every month this year. And to illustrate that, in September, the total amount of condos sold was 875 units. When you compare to detached homes, that were only 497 sales, and semis and townhomes both came under 200 total sales. Not only that, the average prices for condos are growing year over year by 4.4% and 3.4% month over month, to a new average sale price for a condo in the city of $769,000. This result is quite counterintuitive considering what is going on the macroeconomic scale and what's happening with the inflation and the interest rate hikes. It only shows that this asset type is quite strong despite the economic downturn. The second asset type I'd like to mention here is the detached homes outside of the city in the GTA. While the demand for detached homes in Toronto has been cooling down, outside of the city, detached homes are quite a hot commodity, and we had a total of 1,837 sales of detached homes taking place in September, but the prices dropped to 1,310,000, which is a drop of 9.5% year over year. And so it's an interesting situation here, because where are we going to head next? The prices are dropping for detached houses, which makes it more attractive to buyers, and there's a shortage of listings happening, and the shortage is quite significant. This could potentially create more competition between the buyers, even in this slower market as we go towards the end. Okay, so let's take a look at the statistics by asset type, and I'm going to start year over year in the city of Toronto. Detached homes dropped by 11% in price year over year. The sales dipped 44% since last year. The semis dropped by 7% in price since last September, and the sales dipped 45%. The condo townhouses went down by only 1% year over year in price, but the sales dipped 54% since last year, to a total number of 118 sales. Condo apartments went up in price by 3%, but the sales dipped 51%. Now, looking at the GTA, year over year, detached houses dropped by 10%, sales dipped by 40%, semi-detached dropped by 6%, and sales dipped by 39%. And the average price for condo townhomes went up by 2% in the GTA year over year, but the sales dipped 46%. And similarly to Toronto, the condo apartments went up by 3%. In the GTA, and the sales dipped by 51%. Now, looking at the month-over-month statistics in the city of Toronto, the detached homes went down by 4%, sales slid down by 3%, semi-detached went up by 7% in price, and sales also jumped by 13%. Condo townhouses in the city of Toronto went up by 2%, but dropped 2% since August. Condo apartments went up by 4% and dropped by 15% month over month. And finally, month over month statistics for the GTA. In September, the detached homes dropped by 1% in price and by 10% in sales, but the semi-detached went up by 4% in price and just dropped 5% in sales. Condo townhouses went up in price since August by 2%, but dropped 4% in sales. And the average price for a condo apartment went up by 3%, but the total number of sales slid down by 13% since August. Anyway, guys, I hope this was informative and helpful for you to make your own decisions and opinions about the real estate markets. However, if you would like to chat more about it with me, feel free to reach out. All my contact info is below. Until the next time, take care. Bye-bye.